Recording is in progress. Hello, happy Saturday, everybody. July 22nd already, flying through the month of July. My friend and partner, Brandon Abbey, Southern California. My name is Daryl Snyder, and thank you for joining us. This is our daily deeper dive podcast with our partner, Ballpark Pal. Provides some amazing charts for us to take a deeper dive into today's major league slate. Brandon and I were just talking. There's a nice little 5-game early slate on DraftKings. We were reviewing. We'll get into some of that. I went to the homepage. If you haven't subscribed to the Fantasy Sports Logic blog today or yesterday or ever, it's free, and you can access what we are covering on a daily basis. A couple of videos there I encourage you to watch. From those, going to do another nice overview video on the Contrarian Edge Optimizer. Probably later today we'll post that. We have a nice stack attack feature that is in the process of going live. But here's the blog. You can see every day we post this daily deeper dive podcast with charts, and they are some amazing charts. All sorts of good morsels of information. 3,000 simulation Aaron at ballparkpal.com does every day. About 5 in the morning when I wake up, I transfer these onto the blog for you, and I'll post them here on Twitter and on LinkedIn. So you have access to them, but instead of just reading them as you can, we're going to explain them to you. There's a home run report, there's a daily fantasy report, there's a starting pitcher preview, and there is a stadium report, daily stadium park factors, he calls it. Not surprisingly, it's very rare when Ohtani isn't sitting on the projected to pop home run chart. 1 in 4 chance today has a nice 9% matchup against Borucki. I think that's pretty close. Pitcher for the opposing team today. I think that's Minnesota who they're playing, but I could be wrong. Who are they playing? They are playing the Angels. Pirates. I haven't heard of that pitcher for the Pirates, so something to watch. Ohtani, if you're looking for maybe someone, he's always not a bad pick to DFS prop plays to go over the 1.5 total bases. I think on some of the sites you might even be able to find him on whether or not he hits a home run and gets some good odds. But a Cardinal, a couple of Cardinals up there, Arenado and Goldie, 24 and 22% probability to pop, and one of Brandon's favorites there at number 3. Who is that, Brandon?
Willie Adames. He is a favorite. And
Facing
also
a pitcher named Alan Winans in Milwaukee, where shows the matchup is 13% favorable for Adames. The ballpark at 9%. So yeah, you usually like him and Yelich.
yes, I do.
Rafael Devers against Max Scherzer. Could be an interesting battle. 24% possibility that Devers takes Scherzer out of the park today. 16% matchup. He must have some good history. 3,000 simulations, and he's looking at a probability like that. Solid matchups today. We were talking about the Giants before we came on the air. They had won 7 in a row, and now they've lost 3 in a row, 2 to the Reds and 1 last night. Kind of a flat game to the Nationals, but Jock Peterson came up to bat. They were down 3-1, guy on base, and he hit one to the moon. You can find it on replay. It was on the 3rd deck of National Stadium, one of those you just sat and admired. And for the moment, it excited the Giants, but that was all the scoring they do for the rest of the day. So he's projected to pop again. Lindor for the Mets. a rival of the Giants, the Dodger, JD Martinez, nice matchup. De La Cruz for the Marlins, nice matchup, and MJ Melendez for Kansas City. One of the rare Kansas City, you see Whip once in a while, Melendez, and sometimes Perez, the catcher. That's kind of the extent of the pop, and it's against Garrett Cole too. So anything you see there beyond your Adames, Brandon?
Yeah, I think with Melendez, the probability and the matchup kind of equal out, but you do have a pretty good boost on the park for today. So that's kind of a toss up for me right now.
I would agree. It's 16% boost in matchup with Cole, but I mean 16% boost overall, 13% not a good matchup. Cole's not a good matchup for anybody, but if he does give up a run, it's usually a long ball. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. We'll look and see how that actually transpired beyond the simulation. Here's the DFS report. Aaron does a really nice job. He lists by position. He gives you 3 outside of the pitcher and outfield, which he gives 9 of those predicted to either in the blue FanDuel scores for the day or the green DraftKings. So there's Goldie on top and Arenado. Correlates with the probability of them hitting a home run today, obviously. You've got Olsen and Albies and the Braves and Murphy and Acuna. It's almost never a day where the Braves aren't stacked up like that as well. Right, Brandon? What do you see? There's Jock again. How the pitcher's looking for you.
Well, I was just looking at Goldschmidt, and I think that's a good place to be right now. And he was up there at the top of the home run report, or somewhere in the home run report. Pitcher wise, well, I think if I remember correctly, Scherzer had a real strong outing the last time he was out there. So I would take him as my top pitcher. I wonder what he's going to cost today. Do you know?
Scherzer is, yes, I do. I'll tell you. I'll tell you, Gosman's 10,400. And Scherzer is it's only 9,000. McClanahan, he wasn't listed yet. I don't think he'd been confirmed as a starter, but he is the second highest priced pitcher at 10,000. Both Gosman and McClanahan. McClanahan came off the DL last week or last start and did decent. I think he only threw 60 some pitches and had a nice outing. Gosman, this would be his first start since the All-Star break. He had a side problem. They say he shouldn't have any limitations. He's got a great matchup against Seattle, like I'm talking about it. But Lance Lynn had that 16 or 17 strikeout performance against the Seattle team. So I think the question would be there, you know, how long are they going to let him go, knowing he had a side issue? But
Yeah.
Article I read said that they didn't have any concerns. But
So your Giants got lit up by a rookie yesterday. He got nine strikeouts against him, didn't he?
Urban,
Yeah.
they've been susceptible to the strikeouts. Even they've had a decent year. I think that they're still 10 over after season high 13 over, but a lot of strikeouts. Some ways they're really aggressive, but in some ways it's hurt them. You have that many strikeouts. Jock, he's one of the bright spots offensively. Patrick Bailey, decent young rookie catcher that emerged this year. They sent Bart down. Bart had an injury, and Bart was been a promising catcher now for a few years. We'll see where that ends up. And then they have Sabo. That was a Rule 5. I think they picked him up from the Pirates. He's been with them all year, showing some power. And he catches and plays the outfield. So let you look. There's Witt. Talked about Kansas City. He's projected well at the shortstop position. Adame, Lindor, catchers, nice solid group. One of the Contreras brothers, looks like that one is the Brewer. And then Murphy of the Braves and Real Muto for the Phillies. Otani, Yoshida, and Harper. Harper's, I guess his average is good, but ever since that shoulder thing, he hasn't shown the power that he's had. Maybe he's still building up the strength, but here's the starting pitcher preview for those of you that like to look at a lot of information. Aaron does a great job. Right here, the overall grade of the pitcher, and then here the last 1,000 pitches according to what they prefer to throw and what percentage of the time. You see Singer for Kansas City, like half the time he throws the slider. No, the sinker. The slider is SL, that's an SI. And he's not had good luck.
He doesn't have a lot of pitches either, does he?
No. Slider A+, so you might want to stick with that, and then a change, a B. So that will be interesting against the Yankees, how he fares today. You got Cole on the opposite end of the spectrum. AA, B+, projected at almost 7 strikeouts. Both of them projected to go almost 6 innings. Johnny Cueto. Did you see he was back in the league? Been on the DL, pitching for the Marlins. He actually pitched last game for the first time all year, where I discovered he was even around. And yeah, decent relief outing. I think maybe a run or less. But he's starting today. His 4-seam fastball. He's got that deceptive move. He was a Giant for a long time, started with the Reds, run a great career for him. He's starting today against the Rockies. Probably not a bad place to start him against. Rockies at home, obviously, are a different team, but it's projecting Cueto to go almost 6 innings today, 4 strikeouts. What pops out? I like to go to here and I go down. There's a big number, 7-9. Dylan Cease for the White Sox, almost 8 strikeouts. There's Gosman we talked about, the same, 7-9. What else do you see on this chart?
Well, you got Detmers down at the bottom at 7.3 projected, going almost 6 innings. Got a fairly decent ERA showing there.
Yeah, overall, he's got great grades. Look at his slider. I mean, I see these things, and I guess the guys want to throw them, but if you're grading out at an F, why don't you just stay to your 4-seam fastball and your cutter, right? Maybe because the opposing team knows that slider is so bad, they're not going to see it, and he's determined that.
Yeah, I think my Scherzer pick looks to be validated by the numbers there, except for keep him from throwing the slider too much.
There's that Baruki. There's got to be just coming up. Must be an opener. Look, only 2.4 innings, so definitely looking like an opener in that game. And they don't list the Cincinnati game because Arizona hadn't posted their starter yet, so they may go with an opener as well. Giants, Webb's going to stop the streak today. There's Webby. I almost scanned over him. Surprisingly, only 5.1 strikeouts. I kind of like the more on that one. He's been a bulldog. Washington's got a nice young team though. Thomas, great hitter and solid lineup, but I like Webby to come through. He pitched well against Cincinnati. It was a rain suspended game. His last outing, he's actually pitched well his last 4 or 5. So that's an afternoon game, not on the early slate, but definitely with my heart and my brain leaning towards Webby to revive the Giants today. So here's the Ballpark Pal Daily Stadium Report. This is what first caught my eye. I reached out to Aaron. We created a nice relationship where we provide this content inside our blog. He's also, excuse me, he's one of our 7 projection providers inside the Contrarian Edge Optimizer that you can find out about on the homepage. What do you see in the way of ballparks?
You know, and it's still, I still don't get Oakland. I mean, it's 13% with the on the downside with the wind blowing straight out. So I don't know if the wind there knocks it down. It's coming right off the bay, and it can be a little chilly up there, but they've had 90+ degree weather. I would think the ball would be jumping out of that place, but they're always right there at the bottom.
The Oakland pitchers sometimes contribute to the jumping, though. It defies the projections.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, you're right. Globe Life Field, kind of neutral, 17% negative doubles and triples projected. Miami, 13% down on home runs. There's Milwaukee with Adames and Yelich against those Braves. There could be some fireworks there. 2% double triples, 8% negative singles, but looks homer prone. Ooh, look at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
Match just shy of Great America Ballpark. We talk about that a lot. Arizona, Cincinnati. 32% boost in home runs today. 17% in runs overall. Probably a game a lot of people will be targeting in the early slate, but not the pitchers, but the hitters. A lot of hitters to choose from there. I will be honest, my pick to click yesterday, Corbin Carroll, even though Arizona scored some runs, he was an offer. He was kind of like Soto was not yesterday, but the day before for you.
Yeah.
You did make like that Soto bounce back. You missed him by a day, right?
I did, yeah. He hit 2 home runs the day after I picked him.
Well, you must have been motivated by your
Yeah,
feelings.
I think they walked him a couple times. They knew I had him, so.
Who did you pick yesterday?
Oh, that was a long time ago.
I know. I picked Corbin Carroll. Did you pick one of your Brewers, or who did you pick? I can go back and record them. You might have done well. I don't even talk about it. It's out there for people to see. We don't delete the videos if we don't do as well. So normally we do really good, so we leave them up anyway. But
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and check, see how I did.
yeah. But today, Wrigley Field, kind of neutral. Cardinals, Cubs. We did point out Arenado, Goldsmith, pretty good probabilities. They could go long. Looks like the wind can't make up its mind in Wrigley. Look at it. Blowing to the right, and it's coming back in, and then it's blowing in. So I'm not sure exactly how you get that chart. It must have been the weather vane was going all different ways when he did that one. But Wrigley's usually conducive. It looks like it's neutral today. Park still plays kind of small. You got some power on both sides, so probably not a bad afternoon game to look at some players. We did let you know about Arenado, Goldsmith. That Giants game with Webb pitching. Home runs pretty neutral. Doubles or triples, 13% boost. But Great American Ballpark and Yankee Stadium. Nice boost there. I would imagine the run total at Arizona, Cincinnati. I haven't looked. I would guess it's 10-ish, 10.5. Yankees, Kansas City with Cole. That's probably maybe 8. Just because of the ineptness of that Kansas City lineup, and the Yankees haven't really been on fire offensively. Torres
Actually,
and Stanley.
7.5.
7.5. There you go. So that's an interesting one with the boost. Maybe it's going to be 6 solo home runs. And that's where the home run boost comes in. But we have a little partnership here, Ballpark Pal. We mentioned that one of 8, I said 7, we have 7 live player projection partners, and then a proprietary blend for a total of 8. And the Contrarian Edge Optimizer, to test drive it currently for 7 days for only $1. You can receive for free, while the promotion lasts, a $20 entry into Drafters $2 million basketball style contest with a $300,000 first prize award. If you want to make a deposit there of $100 as well, you don't have to, but they will double match. They'll give you another $100 credit, so you can enter that contest even more times. I think it's a max 150. There are some contest entries still available. I talked to the owner of Drafters yesterday, so check out the Contrarian Edge Optimizer. There's a couple of videos on our YouTube page where you're watching this video. We have the stack attack. I'm testing it out today. I'm running a max 150 in a smaller stake lineup contest with a lot of coverage. 5 games, so it's pretty easy to get some good coverage. That means some balanced stacks. I may fade a pitcher or 2. We'll let you know tomorrow how that works out. Who do you like for your pick of the day, Brandon? I'm going to put you on the line, and I'm going to have you pick a pitcher and a position player, so you have a 50-50 chance of getting one right, or both wrong, or both right.
Okay, well, I'm going to go with, my pitcher is going to be McClanahan. And I'm going with Ohtani.
You were way out on the limb there. That's a risk.
Well, yeah, I mean, McClanahan's.
No, McClanahan's good. I like that. Ohtani, though.
Yeah, I know there's not a lot of risks there, but
He's on par to break everybody's home run records, isn't he? I mean, if you average it out, but no, he's a great player. The Giants are probably going to have here in a couple of weeks, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah, he is, and on a side note, I don't know if you've seen it or not, but John Rahm got himself back in the top, near the top of the Open today. He shot 63.
Holy cow!
Yeah,
he was down. What was he, 2 over before that, or what did he start today?
That's probably where he did start. He just lit it up. He had one of the early tee times and got through before the weather started coming in. It looks like it's raining now, so we'll see. How the leader.
Tommy Fleetwood went off yet?
Tommy has gone off. He's 6 under, and he's on the 7th hole right now.
Okay, and then the leader's still 10.
I'm not sure where Harmon is. He's 9.
But he dropped 1. Yeah, well, they're tightening up. That'll make for an exciting rest of the day and tomorrow.
Yeah, and Rahm's tied for 2nd with Fleetwood right now.
How about speed?
I don't see him on the leaderboard. Jason Day is tied for 4th at 5 under.
Nice.
And he just
I haven't had a chance. I've seen some highlights, maybe this afternoon. I'm going to check that out for sure tomorrow. I love watching. It just has weird hours, right? Which come on out here in California. How's it going to be tomorrow for the final round? Will we get to see a majority of it? probably starting in the morning.
Depends on what time. Yeah, it'll start. The leaders will probably go off around 7 o'clock our time, maybe 6.
In the morning.
Yeah.
That's a little early for Bloody Marys. Maybe when they turn 9. Okay, you took McClanahan and Ohtani. I keep seeing Goldsmith and Arenado popping off the charts. Torres against that Kansas City team. Who do I want to take? I'm going to take Acuna, but that's not a very uncommon one. Jock Peterson again. I think behind Webb today. Not sure who's pitching for the Nationals. They don't really have a pitcher that scares me, but I will tell you, they're playing. Oh, great. Josiah Gray. He is one of their better ones, but looks like if he hangs a slider, which he has a D grade on, or tries to throw that cutter and it doesn't quite cut, then I think Yak will have another nice day. So I'm going to go with Jock as my position player and then my pitcher.
As well.
Yeah, well, that'd be too. I like him a lot. Yeah, he's I've already talked about him, but yeah, there you go. I'll do it. Webb and Peterson, if you want to play some Giants, I like that. I probably would look at Conforto as well, but I'm only allowed 2. So Jock Peterson, Webb, and McClanahan for Brandon, and Ohtani. So there you go. Well, thank you, everybody. We appreciate you watching. If you are, again, the video will be posted on the blog. There's a link. It's going to render. It'll be up. Normally, like to get it up by 9:30 Pacific. Of which, if you're watching it, you already knew that. So, thank you, Brandon. Good luck today to everyone, and lots of exciting things happening. Looking forward to that stack attack to see. Last night in a small test, it did decent. Today we opened it up on a 5-game slate, so we will definitely let you know how that went. I'm gonna end this recording. Hold on.